this is Stampy, and welcome to another video on Mario Tennis Aces. I'm going to have another crack today trying to win a online tournament. I've been doing a little bit better. If you saw the last episode, you'll know that I did actually okay in the last episode, but my winning ratio wasn't very good. And I was talking about how everyone seemed to be playing Bowser Jr. and a lot of people playing Waluigi as well. And I realized I got it wrong. I said that he was a powerful character, but he's actually defensive. And so I don't properly know what the defensive means. I think they basically have like better reach. And so like they can just return a lot of the shots better. That kind of makes sense for a defensive. As you can see, my win ratio has gone up to 47%. And I know it's still under 50%. So I'm still losing more than I'm winning. But hear me out. I did like lose loads when I first started playing. So I am gradually improving it. We're gradually going up. And going up is better than going down. So, yeah, I'm going to give it a go playing as Bowser Jr., seeing as all of the good players I play against seem to be playing as him. And I want to copy what they're doing because they probably know better than me. Right then, so it looks like we're going up against Bowser. Oh, the showdown. Bowser Jr. against Bowser. Is Bowser Jr. finally going to beat his dad? I guess we're about to find out. So there's no major new strategies that I've discovered since the last episode. I mean, I'm only recording this like about a day or so after, so not too much has changed. But hopefully I've just kind of, whoopsies, in general just got a little bit better. And oh no, I'm going to lose this one. I'm going to lose this one. So it gets to a point where if you've got no energy, when you have to use like trick shots to return, you just lob the ball really, really high up into the air. And then when you get into that situation, generally things aren't going to go very well. So I'm probably going to lose the next couple points as well, just because of the difference in energy. As you can see, he's like full. He's got his special, and I have nothing right now. So basically, I'm not even... Oh! How did he miss that? That was a huge mistake by him because I'm not even really trying to win. All I'm trying to do is trying to build up my energy just so I can get into a fighting chance. So I didn't even use a trick shot to try and get that one just because I want to save up as much energy as I can. And the way you do that is by charging up the shots before you hit them. And so the only real proper way to do that is to be kind of like in position before they hit it, like to kind of guess where they're going to be hitting it from. And the defensive characters are actually kind of some of the best for doing that, just because they have such long reach. Like from where you can hit the ball from, you don't have to be right next to it, which is very handy. And oh no, that hit me all the way to the back of the court. I have to use up all of my energy that I built up just to get back because they were very smart and did a drop shot there. I think we might be beginning the first round with a loss because they still have a whole load of energy. I think they're going to hit it straight down the line. See where they're standing? Oh, they're using a zone shot. Okay, I was able to predict what they were going to do and get a good block. And now I can start really building up some of my energy. So once again, I wasn't really trying to win the point. The reason I just kept hitting it down the line was to try and build up my energy. And I was able to do that. And now we're pretty much equal. I mean, they just got their super special, whatever it's called. And I don't have mine yet, but I'm about to get it, hopefully, any second. There we go. We're now caught up, and they're only slightly ahead. So they had a big lead, and they ended up throwing it away, and I got all the way back to deuce. And it gave me an excuse to say deuce as well. There's also been an update since the last video I did. I don't know if it's changed much. I have no idea what it has actually changed, if anything. But yeah, I don't know whether they've rebalanced any of the characters and that. They seem to have changed the scoring system. So it's actually like a proper tennis scoring system. Because originally it just said like numbers. And now it seems to actually doing like 15, 30, 40, you know, kind of what you'd expect from... actual normal real tennis. I had to use a trick shot there, but that's okay. We're both being very, very conservative with our supers. Oh, as I say that, they go and use a zone shot. Let me slow down time. Got a really nice block there. So we're still pretty close in terms of our special. I'm kind of using it much more defensively than they are. And to be fair, they do have a little bit more power gauge at the moment. This is always when it's really tense, when it's really close on the deuce, because any loss just seems like a major loss. And that was a drop shot. Oh, I nearly got them with the drop shot. I definitely got them out of position, though. Let me try and go for a lob right to the back. Probably a bad idea. And no! What happened then is I wanted to do my super, but I accidentally used my gauge a little bit, and then I went to use my super and I couldn't, and then I just didn't hit the ball. That was just a huge mistake. That was my point to win then. I completely threw that away, though. That was just embarrassing, and that may have ended up losing me this game. But hey, let's see. I'm doing okay here, building up my energy again. There we go, back to having my super ready. And so they seem to be using their zone shots rather than the super. So if they use a zone shot against me again now, I'm just going to go and whip my super straight out as a guaranteed way to return it, and maybe possibly a way to win or end up breaking their racket. So of course, if they've used a zone shot, they're not going to have their super or their special, whatever it's called. So let's just try hitting it down the line. Maybe go for a drop shot down this side. Were they ready for it? They were not ready for it. That's the thing. You get to routine. You keep doing the same thing again and again and again. Then they begin to expect it, and then you can really mess them up by doing something different. And okay, let's just use my super. There we go. Oh, was it out? I'm sure that ball was going out then. I'm really sure it was going out. Maybe I should have just left that one. Okay, I've done the super now anyway, though. Oh, it just did it as a block, though. Oh, look, but they ended up hitting it too early anyway. So that is one of their rackets broken, and that's the game for me. So I might change my strategy now. What I might try and do is, seeing as they've only got one racket left, is keep trying to hit zone shots at them, because that's going to force them to have to try and get some returns. And if they get them wrong, I might gradually break away their racket and make them scared to use it. And oh, it was out. Or they eventually end up breaking their racket completely and being able to win by KO, which is always a very exciting way to win. So yeah, I'm going to try and do a few more zone shots than I have been before. So I don't think I've done like any zone shots so far here. So I just got to find steady on. A nice, good, safe opportunity for me to do one. Let me build up my energy just a little bit here first. And oh, I nearly won with that drop shot. That was a bit dangerous, but yes, I was able to just slice it behind them. This has been a turnaround. I started off rusty. I must have been just not warmed up or something, because I started off thinking, oh no, I'm not going to win this one. But now, I don't want to be overconfident, but my confidence has got better. That was a bit of a bad time to do this, because they did just get their one. So they are probably going to just return by doing the exact same thing and doing a special. Oh, they didn't. Okay, I won the point, though. Maybe they were just trying to save up their energy, but they could have returned by doing another one. But yeah, they do have a big energy advantage. Oh! That was a nice one. I've been getting better at my serves. So the way you want to do your serves is you want to hit the ball when it's right at the top of, like, as high as you throw it up into the air. And if you do it with good timing, it says good. And if you get it perfect, it says nice. And then you end up whacking it really, really hard. And you can get like a bunch of aces where basically they're not able to return it. And I'm getting better. So my strategy is to try and hit it slightly before you think you should be able to hit it. So basically, as it's just before the top, press it then. Just because there's always a bit of a delay with the controller and the TV and stuff, try and hit it slightly before, and then generally things will work a little bit better. This is going to be not a great one, though, because this is a tricky player we're playing against. And the tricky one, I hate playing against the tricky players. Basically, the tricky players, they're the ones that have the crazy, ridiculous curve with their shots. Like, look at that. Look at that stupid curve. And it just really annoying to play against, and this isn't going well. Oh, that was a nice return there, and they had to use some of their gauge. We're pretty much equal. Let me go and try and play against the front. Let's back off, and yes, I loved it. If you remember from the last episode, you go right forward, then they try and lob you, but you're ready for it, and you run backwards, and then just go for a big smash. Didn't end up working too well that game, but yeah, it's still always a good strategy, and now I'm getting the big advantage building this up. Let's go for a cheeky drop shot on the clay court, and oh, they got to it. I didn't think they were going to get to it. Let's just use the special here, because they're a little bit out of position. So another good time to use the special is when they're like on the edge of the court, either at the front or the back, because even if they have to use their zone time to return this, which they did, they were so out of position. Look how much of their gauge they have to use up just getting to the balls. So even though they're able to return, and it might feel like a win for them because they were able to carry on playing, I've now just got a huge energy advantage, which is really what this game is all about. So it's not always about trying to win just that point. It's kind of just planning for the future, and I was able to win the point as well. So I guess it was good in every way it could be. Let's go for another drop shot. That should be a good one down there. And oh, once again, they're very good at returning the drop shot. So I probably won't try too many of them against this player. But when I'm playing against a tricky player, because I'm not very good at playing against them, I often just try to like win as fast as I can, just to kind of get out of the way. But once again, look how out of position they are. They're all the way at the back right, and that's because I hit such a powerful shot. It basically knocks them back. So if I hit this right down here, if they return this, yeah, they can't even do it. Can't even do it. They would have had to have used all of their energy just to get to it. And now we're on break point, which is amazing because they're serving, and tricky players serving can often win loads of aces by just their weird curve that they can do with their spins. So I am going to be very happy if I can win this, and it's looking good. Now let's back off because they might try and lob me. Oh, I think they might have tried to. They weren't powerful enough, and that was an attempt at a lob. Can I get the return? That was just the long reach of the defensive player. You can see how far away I am, but with my big robotic arms and boxing gloves, I'm able to reach out and get a big return. And now, let's see if I can get some more of these aces. Let's see if I can get the timing right. So I hit it now, and so that was good. That was good. I'm pretty consistent with getting goods. Nice is like the best you can do. And if you get a nice, then it's really, really difficult for them to do anything against it. Once again, let's just go over here. Then let's use our special. Always look about the positioning that you are in. Even though it does the flashy animation, it does kind of continue from you playing roughly about where you were before. And I got them way out of position. They might return it, but that's once again pretty much all of their energy used up just to return that. And I'm happy with that. Another good trick is, what you saw there is she was all the way at the back right-hand corner. And so she hit it, and then she started charging. Oh, I got a nice. I started charging to the other side of the court, assuming I was going to hit it there. But I like kind of tricked her by hitting it straight back to where she was. And then she wasn't ready for it. And I did it again there. See that? She was way out of position. So he assumes I'm going to try and punish her by getting it to the other side. But then I hit it straight back to where she was. And it ended up working really well. So I'm just going to go straight in with the super. She has to try and return this. She's got no choice. If she doesn't, then I've won the game. So let's try and put it way out of position down here. Always be careful not to hit it out, because it's very easy to end up hitting it out when you go to do one of them. So be very careful about that. I can go right to the front of the court, go back in case she tries to lob me. She didn't. She's learned that has not been a successful strategy against me. Got a nice shot to hit it over there. You can see just how far I have to reach. Like, when you have to reach really far, you don't get much power from it, but you are still able to get the return without having to use your trick. And you can see I'm generally just doing a better job at predicting where she's going to hit it to. You can see I'm basically always standing, apart from that case, pretty much right where she's going to hit it to. And I don't know, you just kind of get into the zone and you kind of just learn from like what the other player, what they're going to end up doing. And I think I'm going to have actually, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it. I don't need to try and return this. I've got enough of a lead that I don't want to risk losing one of my rackets and ending up losing through a KO. I'm going to keep all of my energy and now use my special against her. I think that was the smarter way to do it, because she hasn't got a huge amount of energy now. She's slightly under half. But once again, she has to go for it, and she might hit it too early, and she hit it too early, and that is the victory, and I can spin in a circle to celebrate. That's one of the other great things about Bowser Jr. is to celebrate, you can spin in a little speedy circle. Oh, they only scored 1 point. I didn't realize. I don't know. When I'm playing, you just don't notice. I thought it was way closer than it ended up actually being. I think I just assumed it was going to be tough because I'm normally really bad against the tricky opponents. And oh, look, I'm up to a 49% win ratio. If I win one more, I'll probably go up to a 50% win ratio, which I'm going to be happy with. That's going to be 50-50, considering how much I was losing at the beginning. But as we go, oh, they left. As we go further through the tournament, basically we end up going up against better and better players because we're playing against other people that have won a couple games in a row now, which means that they can't be awful. I mean, they've just beat 2 opponents each. So, you know, the further you go through on the tournament, the better players we're going to be going up against. We're probably going to start going up against a lot more, as I was about to say, Bowser Jr.'s and Waluigi's. It does seem that all of the best players are playing as the defensive characters. Like, that might change. Of course, they might update the game to make them not as dominant. Also, people at the moment are still really learning the game. And so at the moment, maybe they're just one of the easiest to do good at now, but maybe there's going to be an amazing new strategy people are going to discover with the speedy characters or the tricky characters. So everything might change. But for now, you do generally tend to see a lot of the best players playing as either Waluigi or mainly Bowser Jr. I think people just like playing as Bowser Jr. a little bit more. That's why he's picked more than Waluigi. I don't think there's any reason why he's like in particular better. And oh, that was a nice nice serve. And as you can see, even though I didn't win like with an ace, I would really put them out of position. I shouldn't have hit that. That was way, way, way going out then. That was completely not even close to going in. Yeah, remember to not hit it when it's going out. With the lines, just in case you don't know, it's the inside line. So you know there's like those little kind of columns down the end? Like they're out. So it's got to be completely in to be in. It only goes down to the edges if you're doing doubles. So make sure not to return it like I just did if it's obviously going out. Because that lost me a point. Like I could end up losing the game just because of that one silly little stupid mistake. And that wasn't particularly great either. Okay, this person doesn't seem to be playing amazing. So I need to step my game up because I'm throwing this game away for no reason. Something else with the defensive players is you can go a little bit further to the front of the court than you would for some of the other players. Just because they have such good reach, you don't need to kind of be as close to the ball, which means you can kind of risk going a little bit closer. And of course, if you're closer to the net, then that basically means you can get some nice returns. And I just got my super. I got a nice serve then, which is I think why they use their special. I think I'm going to just try and return this. I want to save some of my energy if I can. Oh no! It went out! It went out! That is amazing. I'm so glad I didn't use my special because even though it's break point, I do have the advantage in terms of the power. And I got a really nice serve, which put me straight into the advantage for this rally. So let me just try and build up my super if I can. I'm more than happy just to hit it back and forth like this. I think we were both just trying to build up our gauges then. So even if they're able to return this, they're going to have to use a whole load of their energy just to go and get down to it. And they might end up missing it. Oh, they got the block though. That was very impressive by them. Now let's go and hit it down the line again. And yes, I was able to get it to the deuce. I really want to win this one. This is my serve, and I have been serving pretty much consistently with either a good or a nice, which is a very big advantage if you are able to do that. This isn't a great drop shot map, if I'm honest, just because just because it's very bouncy, the floor, which means it doesn't kind of drop dead like it does in the clay one. Like the sand one is ridiculous. If you drop shot on the sand level, then you absolutely destroy them. It doesn't come up in the online tournaments though. I think they know it's a little bit too ridiculous. And oh no, right, I gotta try and return this one. I gotta go for it. Otherwise, that's gonna be them winning the game on my servers, which is something I do not want to have happen. It looks like they're definitely not hitting it out at all. Yes. Back to the deuce, back to the deuce. So that was a lot of my energy used then, but hey, we're still in the game, and that was a nice serve. Oh no, I didn't want to do that to use up some of my energy. Let's hit it down this side. They had to slow down time, and oh no, I missed it. God, if I hit that, that would have been me winning, and now we're back down to the break point. This is a really close battle between us. We are very, very equally skilled. I think they're probably slightly ahead of me, but I'm just about clinging in here. But yeah, you can see just before I serve every time, he just moves a little bit closer. He just goes a little bit closer to the net, and that's just because he's a defensive player. Right, let's try and hit it to the other side rather than just constantly hitting it down there. No, no. So he's always just getting the advantage that I'm just about clawing it back. We're pretty much equal in terms of the energy. I think they had a slight advantage, but nothing particularly impressive. But that's their special now. And they're going to use it. Oh, they didn't use it. And I was able to get the win of it. Back to deuce. And yeah, do you see them? Do you see them just go and move slightly forward then? I don't know if there's anything I can really do to punish that. I don't know what kind of my options would be. They do have their special now, and they can bring that out anytime they're feeling a little bit stressed or like they're not in control. They can do that whenever they want. It has just run out here. I might go and try use a few more zone shots because I haven't really been using any zone shots. I'm going to wait maybe until their super's gone. Actually, I'm going to use mine now. I'm going to go and use mine early, I think, because normally I'm using these way too defensively, but I'm just going to go straight in and try and use it. I got a nice angle to go all the way down there, which means they have to run a long way to try and get the return, and then, yes, I can knock it all the way over there. Oh, how did they get that back? How did they get that? That was like one of the longest tricks I've ever seen from Bowser Jr. I thought that point was mine, and they might go for a drop shot now. Yes, they are. And oh, what was that? It hit the net. I was so ready for it. I knew they were going to go for a drop shot. I was so ready to return it, but that was ridiculous. It bounced off the net. I mean, that was just unlucky. Like, there's nothing you can do about that. I mean, I guess I could have maybe slowed down time to give myself a chance, but you don't expect it to go and hit the net like that. I'm still in, though. I'm still just about in this game. I'm having to use a few tricks to get these returns. Got a bit of energy up there, and then they had to use a trick. So let's just go and hit it down the line for a bit. Maybe hit it down to this side. Oh, they're trying to knock me to the back back again to do that drop shot technique, because it worked pretty well for them from their last time, and that's their special, and they might use it straight away just because I've got so little energy. Oh, they didn't. They slowed down time to get the return. They are saving it. If I was them, I'd have used that straight away, and they probably would have beat me then, to be honest. But I'm still just about holding in. That was another drop shot, but that wasn't a great one, and they I think they realized that, and they had to use their special. I think they did that just basically to stay in this. I'm in an okay position to try and get the return, though. And, I don't know if that was going out then, to be honest. Right, I got to use my zone speed just to get over here, and I probably shouldn't have hit it over there because that was right to where they were. I don't know why I did that, but I was just trying to build up some energy. Right, let's hit it over to this side, and oh no, I thought that was it. Hit it back to that side. No, they weren't fooled by that, though. That was the thing that was tricking the last person, but this player is much, much better than them, as you would expect at this point in the tournament. That might be a good shot, though. They got the return, but they had to lose their special as a result of it there, though. So I will take that as a victory, and I'm just going to use my special straight away. And let's just hope they break their racket. Let's just hope they break their racket, because I need something to break this stalemate at this point. Either way, they're going to have to run a really long way. Please hit it early. Oh, no, they didn't hit it earlier, but look at that. They were a mile away. They were basically on the next court. And we're back down to deuce. Back down to deuce. I am just about holding in here. This has been the most ridiculous game I've ever had. Like, games do not normally last like this. And this, look at this. Okay, I got my super. They have hardly any energy. They did build some up with their last shot, which did bring them up a little bit closer, but they're still pretty low on their energy, and they're going to have to use pretty much all of it to try and get this return. They did, but that's got me a good advantage in terms of the energy, and yes, I was able to win because of it. So once again, I wasn't trying to win with that special. I was just trying to get rid of all of their energy, and I have, look, they've basically got none now going into this round here, so they're trying to just win with these cheeky drop shots, but I was able to do one. They didn't have any zone speed. They didn't have any zone speed, so they couldn't return, and somehow I won that game. I have no idea how, but somehow I was able to win it. We are not done yet, though, because remember, that whole time I was serving, so I had the advantage. So now we're going into the next game where they have the advantage because they are serving. So yeah, I can't start celebrating too early. Let's just go and use this special straight away, and let's just test them and see how they're going to deal with this. I reckon they're going to go for some zone speed, but it's really far behind them, so they're going to have to use a decent amount of it. But oh, that was a nice block they were able to get. I probably could have got that with a trick, but I'd rather hold on to a little bit of energy going into the rest of the rounds. So we're gonna both seem happy just charging ourselves up. Oh no, they did a drop shot. I got the return, and we're just doing a rally right up against the net here, and then they did a lob, and that was good from them. That was good on them to do that lob. I was just enjoying us hitting it by the net too much. I just hope we were going to carry on for a little bit, and they had to ruin it by beating me. But as you can see, they are destroying me on their servers. It doesn't really matter, though, because if you think about it, like, if they end up winning, like, the fact that they would win much easier than me, it doesn't really make a difference. I mean, that makes a difference, me having my racket broken. But if they end up just destroying me now, we're still going to end up being drawing. The only big difference is the fact that I've lost my racket, I guess, is the only big downfall here. All right, then. Let's see if I can turn this around, though. I'm not gonna give it to them. I'm gonna certainly try my best to try and get it back. And they might be playing a little bit too confident at this point as well now, which might end up kind of slightly playing into my advantage. This is me trying my best to look on the bright side of a losing situation. We're pretty equal in terms of our gauges. I mean, they have their special now, and I don't. The thing is now is, and they know this, it's much more risky for me to try and return this, just because if my racket breaks, then that is now going to be a KO when they have a spare racket. I went for it, though. As you say, I did go for it. Normally, I am okay at returning those, and I had plenty of zone time to be able to get it just right, so that's okay. Let's try and trick them, and yes, I tricked them. I did it. So they thought I was going to hit it to the other side, and they did the big trick shot to try and make their way over there, but then I hit it straight back to where they were. It was a risky strategy because they would have had a much better shot being in that position. Yeah, it really paid off. Right, let's hit it back down that line again. Okay, let's just go for the special there. Way out of position at the back there. This is hopefully going to give me a big energy advantage moving into the deuce back and forth section. Look at that. Look at all of their energy they're having to get rid of. And They hit it too early, and now they only have one racket as well, and I have the advantage. What an absolute turnaround. This has been amazing. Right, I got to keep it going, though. I got to keep this going. This has been a huge turnaround for me. Right, let's whack it straight down this line. Oh, I got to get the return there. I didn't want to do that, but hey, I had to. Didn't have much choice. I know they went for a lot. It was a weird lob. I wasn't that close to the net. Calm down. You're not going to get me like that. And yes, I won. I can't, but how did I win that game? How did I win that game? That was like a battle of the titans. I mean, I don't want to call myself a titan, maybe, especially when we're both Bowser Jr., but okay, well, I think I'm going to end that episode here, but don't worry, I will continue on this tournament in the next episode, and I'll, of course, leave a link to that in the description to see whether I can finally make my way all the way to the finals. But as I said, that's the end of this one here. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all later. Bye!